When daylight faded on Friday evening, it was time for Rally Scotland to get underway. The superb setting of Stirling Castle hosted the ceremonial start, with drivers heading off to compete on 2 stages straight after. An extra challenge as they were held in the dark. Guy Wilks and Pugh of Peugeot UK were on the pace straight away, setting the fastest time on both runs of the Carron Valley stage, taking an overnight lead of 4.1 seconds into day 1 proper. So that was yesterday. Saturday brings its own challenges. There has been overnight rain and persistent drizzle greets the drivers, as well as morning mists. The classic Craigvinian stage is first up, winding its way through the forest of the same name. It's a tough test to kick off proceedings. Guy and Phil set the second quickest time and continue to hold the lead of the event, 3.5 seconds ahead of Andreas Mikkelsen. Conditions are difficult. Rain-soaked stages are slippery and muddy. At the end of the second stage of the day, Drummond Hill, mud was ankle deep. Cars emerged with new liveries of the brown variety. Guy and Phil appear a little cleaner than most, despite an excursion on the stage.
30, left 2 plus long. Ah, no! Get out.
I made a little bit of a small mistake at the start in a hairpin right. The car didn't turn at all, and I tried to get around the car and we dropped in the ditch a little bit. We had to drive along it for a little while and we lost a bit of time, but the rest of the stage I knew we had to push to get back on level terms at least, or close to, so. But never mind, we're still going.
The Peugeot UK pair dropped to second and Mikkelsen heads the table, 3.4 seconds ahead. The crews head now to Irochty. At 17 kilometres, it's the longest stage of the day, which is also screened live on TV.
60, keep a slight left on track, 40, right 1 plus late, so 70 middle, to left 1 plus long late in, 70, narrow, so right 2 plus late on track, 100, K, left 2 late, into trees, 80, left 1 plus, first gear, first.
The boys lose 6 minutes from getting the car back on the road and waiting for teammate Thierry Neuville to pass them on the stage.
Right from the start, I was sure that we had a puncture. It turned out that the car was perhaps too soft, but we were pushing. Well, I was pushing hard because I thought if you have a puncture, I don't want to lose much time, and I was pushing harder and harder, and it was just very difficult to try and work out in my head at the same time as not losing time what exactly was going on with the car. And I was pushing harder and harder, and basically I cut a corner. The front of the car hooked up in the corner and the back came out, and it spanned the car almost 360, but in the ditch, and we ended up with the sill of the car basically on the side of the ditch, with the front wheels on the road, the rear wheels in the ditch, and no tyres touching the ground, unfortunately.
What's the plan now for the rest of the event?
Now we've got to keep our chin up. Unfortunately, we've said that too often this year, and it's exactly the same last year on this event. We have to keep going, put on a show. There was a lot of people rooting for us, and I have to say, you know, I'm as disappointed as they are.
As Guy said, they keep going. After the next 2 afternoon stages, they have moved up from 23rd position overall to 15th. The final stage of the day was cancelled due to worsening road conditions. Back at service, co-driver Phil Pugh lets us know what we can expect from the stages tomorrow.
Tomorrow, first stage, we've got a rerun of the stages we did Friday night. So that'll be tricky with all the rain we've had today. You know, it's quite grassy and muddy, so expect the same tomorrow morning. And then the stages after, Lochjon and High Corrie, you know, they're quite a hard base and quite fast stages. And of course, High Corrie's 26 kilometres long, so anything can happen in that one.
Bit of a disappointment for you today. What's the approach tomorrow now?
Much the same as we did this afternoon. You know, got to keep ourselves clean and try and push as hard as we can, keep the concentration up. But you know, it's quite difficult But you know, keep smiling and try and get it to the end, and hopefully a few more will drop by the wayside.